Hello, 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 incredible greetings, everyone. Incredible greetings, incredible greetings. How art thou? Let's see. I am working on homework. Awesome, awesome. Hopefully, more people are working on homework and we get that done before the session this week. We don't want to get too far behind on homework. I was trying to go live at right at 12 noon, but ended up getting a phone call. Oh, wait, speaking of which, hold on, y'all. I need to put this on Do Not Disturb. There we go. So I ended up getting a call and that kind of threw me off. And that's the reason why it's really hard for me to schedule stuff out sometimes, because most of the customer service, well, I don't say most, all the customer service calls come to this particular device that we have, this particular phone. That's actually answered. Somebody else has it turned off on their end. And then when I get those, sometimes people are calling and it goes a little bit longer than it needs to, because they're not really asking about like our product specifically. Want to ask, like, they want to turn it into like a whole help session and ask like 30,000 questions, and trying to figure out how to politely get off of a call sometimes is a little bit difficult. So that's what I don't always like schedule them out. Now, if I have a scheduled class, I don't answer the phone whatsoever. Like, I know like it's scheduled for that time, whatever. But when it's just a live video, I try to answer it and I end up getting that phone call. And I was actually going to do a different lesson right now I want to do like what's called like Money Mondays, and I'm going to talk about some things that's going to be able to help your business. This does fall in line with it, but I am going to talk a little bit about like the program and our website, and you're going to see me talk about these things a lot. I won't be doing a lot of trainings per se. I have years and years of that. I know you guys like to watch them live, and it's more interactive. It's a better, I guess, experience for me to be live and you learn it like new. Some people feel like, oh, this is old information. Like, what's the new way of doing things? And really, there isn't. I'm not going to end up doing a lot of live videos. It's going to be teachings or trainings, unless it coincides. Like, maybe it's like I'm one of my orders that I'm doing, or it's for a strategic reason. But most time it's going to be me coming on and really pushing Essential Silhouette Studio, because some people are just being introduced to it. We're back doing the live classes and people are missing information for that. And because that's my flagship one, if I'm not going to do paid advertising right now, like paid ads through Facebook or all these different platforms, which even when you do that, you still end up with like a bunch of questions. If you're on this platform, you're going to see a lot of that. Of course, we have Q&As, and whenever I do those, that's your opportunity to ask questions. But there's going to be a shift in the live videos. Like, I'm going to pretty much be using them to promote our products, our classes, our services. And Q&As will be there, but not always kind of just having a lesson. If you want lessons, you got to get into the room. You got to get into the space. We keep things very, very affordable. But you got to get into those rooms to, get some of those detailed, scheduled out trainings. So that's just kind of a FYI for going forward. All right. I need to share this out. Well, I kind of did. I mean, I actually did put it in like all platforms. Snow day, remote teaching means I can catch your live. Yay. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Let me share this out. I gotta remember to put my thumbnail up. I hate the snapshot that Facebook like captures sometimes. It's just ridiculous. But hello everyone. As you guys come in, say hello. Drop a hey, how you doing? That helps. That really helps the platform, guys. I know it may not seem like much, but if you guys, like, as soon as you come in, even if you just say, hey, professor, just drop a wave emoji, Like the video when you come in. Make a habit, like over on TikTok, to double tap at least like 25 times when you come in. All of those things really help, like in the first couple of minutes of the live broadcast. It really, 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 really helps. So if you enjoy my teaching, you want to continue to get, free lessons, I mean, and for me to kind of go back to doing those, then I definitely need you guys' support. That support is free. Digital currency is free. It doesn't cost you anything to hit the like button. No, you haven't heard anything yet, but when have I ever not delivered? If you've been watching me, if you're new here, I get it. All right, I don't know what I'm liking, so I'm not going to like the video. But if you've been around for a while, you know that I've never, ever, 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 even in me promoting or advertising for my businesses, I've never been on this platform and like on any platforms and not provided some type of value. And it's going to be worth a like or a heart. So as you come in on YouTube, it's a little bit different because you immediately get pushed into the live chat. So exit out of that live chat so you can see the full page, and that's where you're going to go and like. Don't try and wait till it's over because it will automatically like flip you to something else. So click out of the live chat, make that a habit. Click out of the live chat, give the video a like, go right back into the live chat, say hello. But those comments and those likes right when the broadcast starts, they really, 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 really help push the algorithm, help push the distribution. There's no reason why I should have as many people I have on my YouTube channels and that follow me on Facebook and not see at least 10% of those numbers when I'm live. But it really takes for you guys to help push the broadcast. There's nothing I can do. I mean, like I can go and hit share, and as much as I hit share, people will still tell me I didn't get the notification. I tried to do the whole email thing. I can only do that if I truly, truly plan it out and have everything done, like thumbnails. There was no thumbnail for this one, so I didn't do an email. But you guys can help by just pushing the algorithm, okay? By commenting and giving likes and things of that nature. All right. All right. There we go. So I'm going to just share this out. All right. So we are all shared out. There we go. There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I am Shakia Lavelle Pericles, also known as Shakia, the Professor of HSINK365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. We carry Sublimation ink and paper, as well as some other accessory that's going to aid you in doing sublimation. So this is our 8.5 by 11 fast dry. We also have tacky, which can be great for fabric, and I like it also for anything I do with glitter. So we have it from 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 14, 11 by 17, 13 by 19. There is no 13 by 19 tacky right now. The rolls, we were getting out all the pre-orders, and they will be on the site soon. They will be back on the site soon. So you can use that to create projects such as this. This is Sublimation to Glitter HTV that's applied to cardstock. You can use it for tumblers. You can use it. Oh, it's blurry. You can use it for tumblers. You can use it for mouse pads and so much more. Oh, here is a hand towel, well, a towel that we have that was done with our rolls of sublimation paper. If you don't know, with Epson printers, you can press or you can print up to 47 inches long. Okay. Your width is determined by which printer you have, but on all of them, you can print up to 47 inches long, making it a little bit easier and you don't have to piece together individual elements. So check out our videos that kind of go over that a little bit more. We're also the home of Silhouette Anonymous, which is our free online platform online platforms. We have a YouTube channel, which is where most of them are. And we also always stream to our Facebook as well. But YouTube is probably the best place to kind of go and catch those. But that's where I've been teaching you guys how to use Silhouette Studio, which is a free software for designing for 9 years. So I've been instructing and teaching this for a while. I really do know the ins and outs of this software and can aid you in learning to use it so that you can then create things like this tumbler or this tumbler. And we actually did this from scratch. The pencil part of it, which I also have on a mouse pad. I also have it on a wallet. So we actually have a video that teaches you how to do this from scratch in Silhouette Studio, right? It's all just shapes and then filling it in with glitter backgrounds. All right. Here is another. I have literally 3-4 mouse pads stacked. This is another one, a composition one. And we also have a file or a template for this where you don't have to, learn how to do the composition flakes. We have a template that has that already set up for you and you can put it on a mouse pad. We've also have this on like a plaque. And I teach designing to where you can have this not just be a straight line, but I teach you how to have it really match because that line would have looked really thick on here. So it still has the composition feel with the black edge on it, but it follows the contour of this particular substrate. And that all comes with learning how to use design software such as Silhouette Studio. But again, you can use it and it's absolutely free, $99. If you want to dive in deeper to learning Silhouette Studio, learning about your business, how to price, getting over some of the fears, learning about customer service. We've had classes. We don't have one active right now for the business side, but that's coming, next quarter. We're going to focus on the business side of it as well as more like design classes. Right now, our main thing for the top of the year is getting you guys acclimated with Essentials to Silhouette Studio, but you can always purchase any of the other playbacks as well if it's something that you want to learn. But 365 Creative Academy is our online platform where we help you to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of classes that are a little bit more detailed, a little bit more hands-on. You're able to ask questions or hear the questions of others. If you don't have questions, someone may ask a question. It's like, oh, yeah, I did have that, but I was afraid to ask. So it's a great, all of my programs are great to be a part of in the Zoom because you can ask questions and get help in real time to be able to help you understand how to design and understand tools a little bit better. And that's what we're going to talk about mainly today is the Essentials to Silhouette Studio program, just kind of going over what's going to be the best way to navigate it and how it's going to help and benefit you. Okay. Little Vegas says, I ordered the paper and I love it. Thank you so very much. All right. So the pre-sale, that's already done. So we did a pre-sale, like it took forever. So when it comes to those rolls, we have a few. We only ordered a little bit over what the pre-sale was because everyone kept asking us about the rolls, but you guys were not taking advantage of the pre-sale. So we only ordered, to us, that made it seem like you guys weren't interested in the rolls. I don't know if you guys were just trying to wait until graduation season. So we only ordered a small amount. And I want to be able to do that in a live video. So that's why we're kind of holding off on putting that back on the website. When I do the live video and I kind of give some others an opportunity to get in there and purchase them, then it will be like open into the public on the site. But I'm telling you, it's a small amount, a real small amount. So you better get in when you fit in when those rolls hit the site. All right. But let me just say hello to a few folk. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings. Thank you guys so very much for jumping on. Hello, hello. Incredible greetings. The best paper I've ever used. Oh, thank you so much. Incredible greetings. Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. All right, let's see over here. Oh, well, won't let me scan. Thank you for saying to tap, tap, tap. Welcome in, home of digital downloads. Cheryl, LaShonda, how art thou? Love, you are new here. Welcome. Hopefully you will stick around. Hello, hello, Lisa, how art thou? Sandra, Danny, welcome in. Valerie, Peggy, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's get into this. I have been using Silhouette Studio for well over 10 years, going on 11 years this year, because my niece will be 10 this year. And I first got it like when she was still in her mama's belly. And I'm someone where I've been graphic designing for quite some time. I've told this story. Some people know it. If you're new here, you're probably never heard how this professor came to be, because I, according to my mother and the classes that I took in high school and whatnot, would have thought I would have been somebody's doctor, or even somebody's lawyer, according to my debate coach and the awards and stuff I have for being on the debate team. You thought I would have been in somebody's politics, somebody's lawyer, or somebody's medical field. All right. Well, medical was thrown out the window when my anatomy and physiology teacher put a pig in front of me. Now, that was in the 10th grade for me. 10th or 11th? 10th grade. Nope, 11th grade for me. My son's physical science teacher said they're going to be cutting up little piglets this year. I would have lost my mind if at the 7th grade I was dissecting a piglet. I would have lost my ever-loving mind. That if they would have did that in biology. But no, actually, no, he's not even in biology. He's in physical science, I think. He's not even in biology. But for me, I did crawfishes, I did frog, we did some other stuff. When it came to the pig, that's where Shakia drew the line. I walked out of class. I don't care about this grade point average. I don't care about making the honor roll. I'm not cutting up a pig. Hand me my F. I'm could. Can't do it. Can't cut up Wilbur. Can't do it. Nope. So went to my counselor's offices, and there was spaces in the graphic designing class, which worked out because I was on yearbook. I was the sports editor for the newspaper. So this really helped me, better my skills in those areas anyway, since I was in those clubs anyway. So ended up going to graphic design and was introduced to things like Photoshop and Illustrator, screen printing, making shirts, making buttons, developing film for photos, like in a dark room, developing photos, like all of these different, things I was exposed to at Barbara Goldman Senior High School. And so that started this journey of, ooh, I like this. I like creating. I like doing this. I like doing that. And I end up doing like some event stuff. I always was a very creative person. I like doing like really crafty stuff. I was one where I was fixing phones. I loved electronics. I would break stuff to be able to fix it. That's just who I was as a kid. I love breaking ish to see if I can fix it. So I didn't know if what the careers my mom wanted for me were really going to work out, because I just had different plans. And because I knew I did not want to go to anybody's school, I was burnt out. 12 years of school, being in honors classes, elementary school, being in the gifted program, being in honors classes, being in AP classes was a burnout. I did not want to see the inside of anybody's classroom at all once I graduated. I wanted a break, but I also didn't want to stay home. So I ended up going into the Air Force and spent some years there. But I always came back to this creative part of who I am. And, I just build and build and build and grow and grow and grow and grow on that. So I've been designing through Photoshop, Illustrator, Corel Draw, and the old school Word for a really, really, really long time. And as things change, as finances change, being a struggling airman, look, I was lucky for LimeWire, and you were able to download certain programs. But when I didn't have those anymore, I didn't have these software, like the good softwares, for quite some time. I figured out how to work some things. Like I said, the old school version of Word, oh baby, you can do some things in it. The new one, yeah, it's kind of watered down. And at some point, I came across really shortcuts a lot and make the cut with my original Cricut, which was the Expression, which was cartridge based. But with those, you were able to like freely design, type out your own text with different fonts and stuff like that. I had all of these fonts, but I could never use them with my Cricut machines. Things happened with ProCraft and, couldn't use those. And I came across Silhouette Studio and the whole system. So I had a Cameo, an original Cameo, wanted it for print and cut. I was always doing events and things like that. I hand cut everything. The Cameos changed my life because I didn't have to like put so much pressure on my hands with hand cutting everything with scissors and X-Acto knives. The machine did it for me. So, I mean, all around, like I was now able to freely design and I didn't have to hand cut stuff. Oh, I was in heaven. And I really, really, like over a year or so, fell in love with the whole system. And I began sharing it because I was a stay-at-home mom. I needed adult interaction. So I started doing little things here and there to teach others about this, introduced to it, because everyone just knew like Cricut. And at the time, Cricut did not have the new system where you had Design Space. They had like, it's fairly new when it comes to Design Space, which is why they're always like still adding on to it. And I saw all of the complaints of, cartridges, and when it first came out, the limitations. So I started introducing people to Silhouette Studio and the Cameo, because I don't think they were really doing enough. Like Cricut has always been on it, and they're really, really great with marketing. Silhouette America, not so much, but they have an amazing system. I'm not affiliated with the company at all. I do this because I have a love for it. I do not get paid by Silhouette America. They have never contacted me. I've never spoken with them. I've reached out. I've never gotten a response back. I do this because I know how it can change someone's life. Whether you are already doing something, like doing these things is going to make your life easier, or if you now are in a situation where you need to help ends meet, or you need to transition from your corporate job, your 9 to 5, I know how this entire system and just learning this business as far as being creative. I don't really call it crafting because once you're turning into a business, I say that I don't make crafts, I produce products. Like that's just my mantra. You don't have to agree with that. You can call it a craft business and say you're crafting if that's what you're comfortable with. You may not find some of my good content because I don't use that terminology. I don't push, craft business, because it's not crafting. Because so many, the world sees crafting as just being a hobby and like arts and crafts. Like you're producing products, like you're running a business. Nike can make shirts. The way that Nike makes shirts is on a higher scale, but it's the same processes that you are learning to do now. Does Nike call it a craft business? Does Pandora call what they do a craft business and making jewelry? No. So I think it's important to, think about the words that we use and the mindset that it puts you in, and how it can change your mindset of what it is you're doing and what your goals are. But that's for another day. So like I said, I came across this software, and because it's free, the amount of things that you can do from this free program, being able to trace, being able to have access to edit points and modify things, manually tracing with your edit points, having, like compound paths or cropping, divide, subtracting, being able to add text, use glyphs, because certain programs you can't add glyphs, you can't add all the decorative elements or alternative characters. You can't do that from certain programs. Being able to properly crop things down and resize them. I was actually working on something on Canva, and I'm like, I can't even do this how I want to, because you can't really like cut it off and crop it and keep the sections that you want. Canva is a great resource. There's a lot of elements on there, the fact that it's mobile and you can do so many things. I mean, it's something to add to your arsenal. Do I feel like it should be the only thing that you design with? No. But it has some great features. The fact that it combines kind of your raster or bitmap type things with images and JPEGs and PNGs, but you also have vector shapes and text. You also have qualities of like with PDFs or like InDesign and being able to do hyperlinks. So many people are creating digital products like planners or journals, and they can create a page, write words, create a hyperlink, and when they click on it, it automatically jumps to another page. Those are things that you would need like InDesign. You can somewhat do it like, well, in like PowerPoint, but you can't do that like in so you can't put hyperlinks there. So the fact that Canva allows you to do that, it's a great designing resource, but it should not be the only resource. Photoshop, I use it. I'm an Adobe girl. I don't teach Affinity. There's a couple people that I know that they love Affinity. It works for them. For my design needs and just what I'm accustomed to, Affinity doesn't work for me. I am an Adobe girl all day, every day. I know that that can be kind of pricey for some. And like the fact that it's a monthly cost for it, whereas Affinity is a one-time, but there's just so many tools and things that just makes my life so much easier with being Adobe. So it's worth the investment to pay for that monthly for me. So I use that. I was just doing one. I went from Silhouette Studio to Illustrator to Photoshop. Like I literally had to go through all three of those for my MEC-T template because someone, a couple people requested that they wanted, and I wanted to put it in my vault. So I use Illustrator, and I can just go from Silhouette to Illustrator and save it as a PDF, and then open an Illustrator to save it as a high resolution JPEG file. And then if I wanted it to be in layers that are easily adjustable, or I wanted to actually turn some of them into like embossed areas and just add a little bit more, little more depth to it, I needed them in layers in Photoshop. So certain things I had to do to be able to take that in Photoshop to manipulate the text. I also kind of want to create one that has the inflated look. I had to take that into Illustrator. Then I'm going to have to go in, do some things there so it can have that trending bubble look. So I utilize all these softwares for different things, but I encourage beginners to start with Silhouette Studio. There's someone like I learned this phrase from. Methods are many, principles are few. Methods change, principles never do. So the principles of designing, it's the same across the board, no matter which program you're in. Their tools might be a little different. The names of the tools might be a little bit different, but the principles on how you use them to create different things, it remains the same. You just have to know how to navigate that program. I have a bunch of students who are able to learn in Silhouette, and then they take that and translate it once they're ready to learn Photoshop or Illustrator. They can take what they learn and then they can use whatever tools are in Cricut Design Space. I have students that learn Silhouette Studio to be able to design and customize it. And then if it's within a certain, size range, they can take that over to Cricut Design Space to be able to cut. They can take that over to Leonardo Design Studio to be able to cut with the Caesar, Romeo, or Juliet. They can take that over into Creative Studio to cut from the StarCraft Solo. They can design in Silhouette Studio, take that over to Vinyl Masters or make the cut to be able to cut with a US cutter, a Graph Tech, a Roland, or whatever. I do so much right from Silhouette Studio. I have a Roland, which is an eco-solvent printer. I design in Silhouette Studio. I save it so I can set the cut lines. And then I send that over to VersaWorks and I'm able to print and cut from there. I was just showing earlier some yard signs. Where in the heck did it go? Oh, they're right here. These yard signs, these templates, these were all done, like this whole thing was done in Silhouette Studio, even creating the Polaroid, done in Silhouette Studio. This is a secondary version of this one, all done in Silhouette Studio and printed with my Roland BN20. So you can design in there and then use it with other printers and other softwares. But it all starts with learning Silhouette Studio. I have an amazing program that's called Essentials to Silhouette Studio. It says learn Silhouette Studio in 30 days because the original one, I taught it over the course of 30 days, 30 straight days of live videos via Zoom in March of 2022. I had not done, several people were buying, still buying it and purchasing it, but I kept getting the question of when you're going to do this again, when you're going to do this again. And in my mind, for me, I'm like, the information is there. I don't need to redo it over because nothing's going to change. Like I did it once. It's, when it comes to a digital product, you want to be able to create it once and it just sells. But with learning to design, it was just a couple motivating factors, and people really wanted that live class experience to be able to ask questions. So this year we brought it back. It's not a new program. If you did the 30 days, whether you purchased it in March of 2022, December 2022, or if you purchased it today, you still get access to that original 30. That original 30 acts like your workbook. If you were to go to college, you go to class, your professor is teaching from a specific book, right? Like you have a certain curriculum. That's still our main source. I encourage you, don't just kind of watch the refresher. They are refresher sessions. They are to reinforce what was taught in the original sessions. I know at our big grown ages, we are wanting to get to the bag faster, get to creating faster. This is 26 years. Am I saying that's going to take 26 years to get here? No, because I was kind of at this level, years and years before, but I have been in this and I'm always learning every single day, me knowing all of these different softwares. I didn't start with learning all these softwares. I, slowly learned them. As far as just learning the processes and the principles of designing, you can learn that within a couple of months and have a real good understanding of it. Now, as you are designing, your designs will change. There will be beginner level designs, and then you can take those same designs that you'll create today, and in 6 months, there are things that you will learn and you can now add to. You can make it a little bit better. You can put a little pizzazz on your text. You can maybe now add shadows or be a little bit more creative with your layout, with your background, how you arrange things. And then another 6 months from that, so now we're talking about a year later, you come back to that exact same design. You can approach that in a totally different manner. Maybe when you first started, you are going to rely on the designs of others for inspiration, and you're just going to mimic them so that you can get muscle memory, for your brain and, your eyes and how you create. You're going off of somebody else's inspiration, and eventually you'll be able to okay, this is what I kind of need. I'm going to think, okay, this, you'll have all these ideas. It's going to spew out. You're going to write them all down. And then you're going to be able to, from scratch, maybe with the help of elements. I don't design everything myself. I'm not about to sit here and design this animal print. There is someone who has no desire to make a tumbler, no desire to take this and add it to a different design. They just want to sell backgrounds. They just want to sell elements. Am I ever going to go and attempt to make this myself? No. If it didn't come together, already together, I'm going to go find a leather. I'm going to go get my stones. I'm going to go and find whatever this pattern is. I'm not going to try and create this look myself. I'm going to go find a really high resolution picture of some cow hide, and I'm going to put it all together. So in Silhouette Studio or any design program, how do I make this box, this box, this box? How do I fill that box in with those images or patterns or crop it down? How do I repeat these stones around it? That's what I'm going to end up doing. I have no desire to make the stone and put all of the shapes and put this color. Then this part needs to be darker and this part needs to be lighter. I need a gradient on this. to make it, to give the illusion that it is sparkling. This isn't a picture of a diamond. This is a digital rendering of a stone. And you have to create triangles and all these different things to create what looks like lights and shadows and all of that. Everybody doesn't want to do this. Everybody does not want to do that level. So when some people say, oh, I want to be able to create my own designs from scratch, are you just saying you want to put it, like lay it out like this? Or are you trying to figure out how to make diamonds, how to make this part right here from scratch? Are you wanting to draw out everything? You don't have to go that route. You can know how to use elements, bring them in, and creatively place them, align them, like the composition, the layout, the placement, the sizing of it. That is the level of designing that I focus on teaching, not always creating like minute elements like this. Now, there's some that we do teach, like in the vector one. I just did a video how to create rainbows from nothing but circles, right? From ellipse. In our vector class, we did a cupcake from scratch. I have done where, well, I didn't teach in the class, but like for me, I took a picture of a school bus and I needed to be vectorized. So I traced out each element, moving things to the back, welding certain things, using lines and stuff. So I vectorized a real image of a bus, but I made it where it was a vectorized version of it. You can get to that point as well. You may not be able to draw, but you know how to arrange some shapes. There's so many levels to designing, but it all starts with learning the tools. What is it that these tools do? Why does it have to be in the front versus the back? Why can't I just put it here and then crop? Why am I missing? I did this and I'm missing part of it. Why is it that the first time I went to crop, I got this result, but I did it again. Now my circle filled in with the background, or this person's picture filled in with the background. Why did that happen? Why is it that when I release compound path, everything goes away? Why is it that on your screen, when you release, I can see red lines, but on mine, if I release, it all just looks green or it all looks black? These are things that if you don't know, you don't know. I did a video last night and it's like, why does my bot, why does it keep drawing boxes? Like I'm trying to follow along with this YouTube video. I can't do it because my setup is not like theirs. I made the box and I'm trying to click off to add the color. I can't get past it. Keep drawing these boxes. Why? It keeps drawing this circle. Why? That's where my classes come in at, because I break down all of these things. Everything from the preferences, how you should have things set up for your tools, what should you have on, what should you have off, and how things have to be set up. Why are these things happening when you do X, Y, and Z? That is what my class is as far as essentials is. And then when it comes to designing is where, all right, let's think about this. Let's put this design together. This will look good like this because of X, Y, and Z. Or this will not work because of X, Y, and Z. Learning about different file types. Something like, only because it's hopefully, I mean, if you're watching, I'm not going to say the name, if you're watching, it's just that it's in the back of my head. I have someone that I have all the time. She books monthly design sessions with me. We have one coming up, and she's working on a bowling design for for shirts for a bowling team. And I always encourage my students to at least try it first. And then when we go into the sessions, instead of us trying to come up with a concept from scratch, you already kind of have an idea of what it is that you want to do. And I'm just going to help you, push that forward. So she has like a picture of a real bowling alley, but then the pins on top are vector, or, they're like clip arts. That doesn't really match, right? Or if you're doing a design and you have something that's more of like a watercolor, so this Winnie the Pooh set matches the background there, but I would never, like, let's say I had Eeyore like this. I'm not going to necessarily mix Eeyore, that's a watercolor, with a Winnie the Pooh that was made like this. See, they don't match in a design. So design classes are made to teach you those concepts about designing. Learning the program and learning to design are two different things. And that is that's an initiative that I'm trying to really, really, really push this year, is understanding the differences between the two. And it starts with Essentials of Silhouette Studio. Okay. Let's see over here. Hey, just say, I agree with produced products. I love that. Those edit points are a game changer. Me too. When will the class start? We are active right now. You can go over to our website, shop.hsink365.com, and you can enroll now. And that's what, I'm 40 minutes in, but I'm going to talk about that there's no actual starting point for it, because every lesson is independent of the next until we get to the very end. Now, if you get in on the ground floor now, we're only 3 sessions in: intro, text, subtract, crop. This week, this Thursday, we're going over weld and compound path. So we're about to be 4 in. It's 13 weeks. Now, once we get to week 10, lessons are over with, and we're going to go into designing. Now, if you end up jumping in at that point, you might want to be in the live sessions and just kind of watching. It is going to probably move a little bit faster at that point so that we can kind of get some designs done. But we will start over again in the 3rd quarter of the year. So where if you want to come in and sit in those from the beginning and watching individual clicks, in the meantime, you should be watching all of the playbacks. You have, in order for this to work, guys, you have to dedicate time to watching the playbacks. If you only wait for the live videos and you only look at the program, you only look at the videos when I'm live, it's going to take you a lot longer to reach your goals. You're going to have to prioritize time to watch the classes. Break them up if you have to. Dedicate an hour per day. Some lessons are much longer. They may be 2 hours, 3 hours, because of the way the lessons are. And it's more so a lot of like Q&As, and we're in there. The classes are so long because people are in there and I'm like waiting for them to like click. Okay, you click here, you do this. And that whole thing is recorded. But as far as like doing the actual steps, they don't take hours, of course. So I try to do it where I'm showing it and, okay, hey, this is what we're doing. You click here, you do this, you do this, you do that. The rest of the class is answering questions. It's other people doing it. So if you're someone where, hey, I can pick up, or I don't need to watch the full 2 hours, you can probably watch the beginning of it or skip through it to be able to grasp the main points of it. And then you can just go and do it, do your own thing yourself. But the classes are set up that way. Not that it's like an overwhelming, 2 hours of learning. My classes are classes. They're hands-on. You get the playbacks of every single moment of that class. Every question that a student has, you get to watch it. If you follow along the way the class is and you're going click for click and click for click, it will help you. So that's why they seem so long. It's not that learning subtract takes 2 hours, but it took 2 hours when you have a class full of students and you are answering questions. Okay. So that's one of the things I really, really wanted to focus on or highlight, that just because you'll look on then it's like 2 hours. If you are someone that catches on fast, you may not need that 2 hours. If you're someone, you're like, I need you to hold my hand, take the time to watch it. It's you can't learn these things in 15-minute videos. You really, really can't. Yes and no. So if you are in that group, yeah, you're gonna see a lot of me because I did all the teaching over there. I'm no longer associated with that particular group, but technically, yes. If you're in there and you saw a lot of my content, you probably saw my natural hair up in, a little puff. I had just had a baby. I was on it looking crazy. I wasn't, I just was doing this to do it because I was a mom. I had a new baby. And I was just a regular person just trying to help folk out. But now, I try and, come, a little cute in these streets because it's a full-fledged business for me now. But yes, that would be me. She would be I am her. But you'll never see any new content from me in that location. I'm no longer affiliated with that particular company at all. Let's see. You got a new cutting machine. Do you like it better than the Roland? They don't compare. The Caesar Romeo, it doesn't print. My Roland is more, I got it more so for the fact that I can print to adhesive vinyl. As a cutter, I actually can't stand it as a cutter. It cuts really, 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 really slow. It's an amazing printer. It still prints slow as hell, but it's a starter. When people say, like, what's a good one for a beginner? It's a good beginner one as far as price, as far as being a true eco-solvent printer. However, it prints slow as molasses. I can't work at high efficiency with that Roland. If you're someone that's just kind of starting out, you're going to have a few orders here and there, you don't have a large customer base, it definitely can work for you. The moment your customer base starts to increase, hopefully you already know the next machine, you know where it's going to go, where you're going to fit it at, how you're going to finance or pay for it, because you will need it because that shit prints slow. Now, the old one, the new one, they say prints faster because now it has another heater on or something. So they said it prints faster and it's supposed to cut faster, but I will never get it because you're limited to the 220 ink cartridges. And I like the 440. I like to get more bang for my buck. As a business owner, I'm always buying in bulk, and me buying little 220, that means like that's just more of a craft level type thing, or like a hobbyist or really, really small business or hustle. I like 440s. I really want the ones where it's more of a tank system or like the ink and bag ones. So we want to get the big one. It's doing what it needs to do for now. I don't have to outsource. I can make yard signs, or I can do these prints in the middle of the night. I don't always have to wait for my printer for those. So it has its pros, but it also has its like, oh my gosh, this is annoying. But one doesn't replace the other. I don't look at any of my machines as a replacement for something else. They all serve an individual purpose. I purchase each one for a specific purpose. So I never consider one to be better than the other. They all do their job. Okay, Jesse. Hi, can you still cut a silhouette studio design with the Cricut Explorer 2? So you have to have the business edition to be able to save it as an SVG. So for Cricut, all of their cut files, you don't like, there's no other cut file when you open up Cricut. I don't even think you can do DXF files. Hold on, let me make sure before I say that. When it comes to Cricut, oh yeah, you can. Compatible files to open up in Cricut Design Space is a JPEG, a GIF, a PNG, the HEIC, which is like the raw format from Mac computers for pictures, BMP, SVG, or DXF. So as far as a cut file, the only cut file formats that they allow is an SVG or a DXF. You can't open up EPS files. You can't open up Illustrator files. You can't open up like any of those file types. That's for cutting. So when you want to cut, all you have to do is have a software that you can save as an SVG or a DXF file. Silhouette Studio allows you to save as an SVG, as long as you have business edition, and you can do an unlimited number of saves of SVGs. So you design it, you customize it, you save it as an SVG, and then you open it up in Cricut Design Space and you're able to cut it. You're able to fill it in with color, layer it, and flatten it if you want to do a print and cut from your Explorer. If you don't have business edition, there is a way around it. We have a video on our YouTube. If you search Silhouette Anonymous free SVG, you design in Silhouette Studio, you save as a Silhouette file. You take that Silhouette file, go into that online source, which I could say the name, but I want you to go find our video and go watch it. So you're going to go to that location and you're going to follow my video. You're going to upload it. It's going to come up. You're going to say convert. You're going to click on that link. You're going to save it, and that's going to save it as an SVG file. And then you can then use that in Cricut Design Space. You are limited to 10 per day with that method, but there is a way to do it from the free version of Silhouette Studio. You just have to go through, a different party to be able to get it as an SVG file. Incredible greetings. Hello, 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 hello. Someone wants team mugs, beer mugs. The only thing I know of is to put 651. Do you know of anything else? All right. Not really on this, but y'all see, this is the thing. When I do Q&As, general ones, where y'all be at with these questions for general Q&As? When I'm on here trying to promote these classes, y'all want to ask all these other questions. Where y'all be at for the general Q&A days? Like, dang, but no. I love you. You know that. So you have a lot of different options. You can order what these things called eco-solvent prints. So we can print them. This is not that sublimation. This is a vinyl on top. It's made with the same vinyl that you have, 651. We are able to print to that. It's the same thing that we use for the yard signs, and we die cut them. That's what the rolling is for. And you can make decals. I don't like the word stickers, but stickers or decals, and be able to put them on any surface. They can go on a mug. They can go on a window. They can go on like glass. They can go on ceramic. Anything that's like, you can technically put it on textured items, but you got to do a little bit extra. You can go on, the bodies of cars. They can go on trucks. They literally can go on anything. It is adhesive vinyl. So you can do this, or you can do UV-DTF. So you can do that as well. Look for a vendor that prints those out. No, we do not print them out. And that will be an option. You can outsource it to companies that will print directly to it using UV directly on it. There's companies that screen print on it. But if you're looking to do something in-house yourself, you're either going to have to get a true eco-solvent printer, because you cannot use the converted ones on vinyl. Or you're going to just have to order prints and then apply them yourself. Let's see. I have the business edition. I will try saving as an SVG. Thank you. You are very welcome. Nah, you good. You good. You good. Cause see, you do come on here. You engage, you leave comments, and I can't resist answering a good question. Like, I'm just saying, I just need y'all to come with that same energy when it's a general Q&A. Cause I be feeling like I be on here begging for questions during the general Q&A. And I'm like, this is like a wasted live video. I don't come on here to teach. Like, I'm not on here to promote. I'm on here to help y'all. And like, radio silence. It's like crickets. No one has questions during the general Q&As. So maybe I have to like clickbait it. Say I'm talking about something else, but it's really a general Q&A to make y'all ask questions. Hello, Anne Marie. Welcome in. Let's see. Did I miss any other questions over here? Can you tell me real quick what I'm supposed to do with that, with the box again? Hold on. Which box? Oh, the for the homework? Is that the box you're talking about? So with that one, the main thing was nothing with the backside of it. It's the top, the lid. You were basically turning it from a solid lid to a lid that would have an opening or a window in it, and you can see what's inside. So that was using subtract for the window. And then once you did the offset, you would use subtract all to create the ring to go around it. Thank you for saying that, because I have to remember to set my file up, because I'm going to actually cut it with my Cameo and show the differences between the two. So thank you for that. And also remember to message me, okay? To remind me to remember to cut those out and do that video, okay? Can you put that on your list? Please put that on your to-do list to remind me to do my to-do list. Hello from oh wow, you're from Miami. I am from Miami as well. We are located in Miami Gardens. We love people from Miami because we are looking to do more in person. We've done some sessions that were really just donation based, and you give what you can. but being able to come in because I just want to kind of get used to that and see how that's going to work with doing live in-person sessions. So you can definitely reach out if you would like to come in. We do have, like, if you don't have a big heat press, we've had a few people come in, and we do have that service where you can come in and use our heat presses if you need larger heat presses. But as far as just kind of coming in, chatting here, it's all donation based as we're trying to navigate how we want that to be. We never know like what questions or what people want to learn when they're coming in person. So we kind of are in like beta testing right now. So definitely reach out if you would like to come in for a live in-person session. All right. Okay. So do you print from Photoshop, Silhouette, why or why not? I actually print from both depending on where I'm designing at. Most times I am designing in Silhouette Studio. So I'm going to print from Silhouette Studio. If I need to go into Photoshop, if I'm already there designing, I'm not going to save it as a PNG and then take it over, or a JPEG and take it over to Silhouette Studio just to print it, because the print settings for me are exactly the same. I don't do anything different. Now, where it can get kind of complicated for some people with the Photoshop one is all of the different color modes and profiles and not knowing which one you have because you can choose all these things. Silhouette Studio is a little bit simpler because you have one and that's it. When a color comes out kind of wrong in like Photoshop, people tend to now want to go and play around with, oh, let me change this color profile, or let me change this setting, let me do this, let me do that. And then they make so many changes, they don't know what changes did what's affecting what. So that can be a little bit complicated. Like, you should only really be playing around with those settings when you have an understanding of like what each setting is going to do and how it's going to affect your print. So for me, for beginners, I feel like printing from Silhouette Studio is a little bit easier because you don't have all these components that you're going to then obsess over with changing them. So for a beginner, I will say stick to Silhouette Studio. But as someone that's experienced, I print from both. But I pretty much leave my settings the same also. All right. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to have to do this because it's too many cameras and too much stuff over here. So I'm going to have to move y'all over here. Okay. Oops. Wait a minute. Hey. Oh, my husband's there. Hello, sir. I'm like, I hear rattling, but I wasn't quite sure. Then I realized that's even out there packing orders, but I didn't hear him come in. He came over here to bring me my lunch because your girl is hungry. My stomach is growling. Oh, that's why. I did not know I had. Okay, that makes sense why my camera wasn't working. It wasn't StreamYard. My camera hub was open. Okay, that makes sense. Makes a whole lot of sense. All right. This is going to be so weird in me doing it this way because I normally don't present from this side, but we're going to try it today. Because I remember, make sure I select the right screen. Okay, so it's screen 1 now instead of screen 2. Share. All right. And now, oh, wait. Got to flip y'all around for y'all see all the mess back there. All right, there we go. Trying to do it where you guys can see as much of my screen as possible. And bring this over here as well. All right. On our website, if you scroll down, keep scrolling. We're also about to do a makeover. Our website's about to go through a change. And you come to here. This is the Essentials to Silhouette Studio program. Okay. Silhouette Studio for beginners. Learn Silhouette Studio in 30 days. But the thumbnail says Essentials to Silhouette Studio. This breaks down, as you can see here, whether it's vinyl, HTV vinyl, HTV adhesive vinyl, eco solvent, whatever, sublimation, party favors, paper crafting. I use this to create templates, to cut foam board. Like, everything starts here. Your incredible journey starts here. Your printing journey starts here. Your research starts here. Learning to design starts here. Creating your own custom layouts, it starts here with essentials. I cannot stress that enough. I know you may feel like you're not reaching your goals or you're not getting there faster to be this amazing designer. That takes time. You're not going to come out the gate creating these jaw-dropping designs, which is why so many people are obsessed right now with AI, because it gives you a false sense of being a designer, because you can just kind of put in a prompt, and these things that take years to learn how to do, you're able to create them just with words, which isn't, I'm not going to say it's a bad thing with doing AI. But you also have to know what to do after that. Like if you want to add to it, because it's not going to give you the right words every single time. How do you blend those out? You know, preferably from like Photoshop, but how can you add to that? If you create something where you have them, like my peacock. This is, let me do this. That way you guys can, oh, well, you still can't see me. Hold on. I'm just going to do it like this. Oh, wait, no, I can't do it that way. I got to come back and flip it around. Dang it. Hold on. See, this is one thing I don't like. I wish TikTok I can do from StreamYard. But this right here was AI generated. Now, could I have done this? Yes. Am I actually recreating this into a vector? Because whenever you do anything with AI, it's not giving you a vector format of it. It's going to be flat and it's going to be raster. And to me, the quality, I've looked at a bunch of them and they all look great on devices like phones. They look great on your iPad. Most of the ones that I've seen, once I really go in, open up and zoom in, I'm like, ooh, this really ain't that high quality like I thought it was. But when you're looking at it small, it can look absolutely amazing. But this was, this was AI generated. I wanted with the white background. Not everything with AI needs to have all of these like different things like to it. So if you wanted it to create an element for you, it's just going to create this. It may not create this template the same way, like how this is here. Most of the AI generating platforms they really come from the same thing. So you'll go on there and you'll see DALL-E. So it's still the same technology. It's just that technology is available on a bunch of different platforms, and these platforms charge different prices for them. So a lot of them are in a one-to-one, meaning they're in a square. A tumbler is not a square. So if it ends up designing it in a square or not proportional, how do you go in and change that? You still need to have some knowledge of design programs and how to adjust them, how to alter them, how to modify them, how to make them properly fit, how to crop it down. Or in this case, this is AI, right? So the peacock is, which this is weird because what you guys are seeing on TikTok, on TikTok is different what they're seeing on Facebook. I guess how I'm moving this, but she is AI generated. Everything else I made. Being able to put the text on here, being able to put the shadow on there, adding this apple. The apple was not a part of that. That was from a different file. But how I laid this out, I needed to know how to use a design software for this. AI, 93.65% of the time will spell a word wrong. Even with the whole hack of what's the word I'm looking for? Put quotations. What you guys must remember about AI is not creating anything from scratch. AI does not exist without me and a future you. Someone who is creating elements and you are putting it out there somewhere on the internet. AI simply takes elements from different areas and it puts it all together. So the reason why it's never spelled right, what if the style, there's no letters that exist? So that style that it's pulling from only had certain letters. So they're going to kind of make it somewhat look, or they're just going to repeat letters because that's all that's out there. Every designer may not create every letter of the alphabet in each of these, like this layout, this color. What if I created this and I only had the word teach? and you told it to do the word toy, you might get the T, you might get the C, and then the last one's gonna look real weird because it doesn't have anything to pull from. That's how AI works. So you still need to know how to design. Use it for certain elements that are a little bit more complicated, but then you can put it in a layout. AI is not going to create an all over shirt for you because you can't put that template in there. AI is great to take your face and put it on a different body, or take someone. Know what AI is actually good for. It's not where you're going to be able to stop when it comes to designing. You still have to know how to put them in different layouts because it's not going to do it for you. And that's why I'm big on teaching designing and big on, you guys understanding the different softwares. All right. So hopefully that helped. We're going to go back over here and we're going to flip you guys back around. So it starts here. You get access to all 30 days. My recommendation is, although we're doing the refresher, at some point, you need to watch the first 4 days. Before you really get into the nitty-gritty, watch the first 4 days. Because that's going to give you the true foundation, the layout of the program. Now, the first session of the refresher, if you decide to sign up today, you have a Q&A on Wednesday that you can join, not a Q&A, study hall. You come in and you are able to ask any questions. We can review anything from the original 30 days. So if you were right now, you're like, man, I got to tracing and I stopped because I don't understand it. Come into the study hall session. Ask the question about tracing. Study halls is for anything in the program, from the original 30 days to whatever refresher number we're on. You can ask any question. It is a study hall session. It's all Q&A driven. The Thursday is the actual class. We did the first one, we just kind of like a review. I went over the layout, the layout of Silhouette Studio, where things are located, just so that you kind of know. We did add last week the reference sheet printed out. Print out your note guides that you can take your notes, have the reference sheet, have the shortcuts, the keyboard shortcuts, have that printed out. Get you a 3-ring binder, get you a hole puncher so you can punch holes and put it in that 3-ring binder, and have all of these resources available like at your fingertips as you're going through and you're learning. So days 1 through 4, I highly recommend. If you are someone that's willing to pace yourself in learning and just kind of really wanting to see what this program can really do, I recommend going to days 25, 26, creating the templates. I mean, you can because it's still like a design, like it was hands-on designing, but 25, 26, 28, 29, and 30. And there's several days, like there's a morning and afternoon sessions, like 2 sessions for most of those. Just to get an idea of what you're going to learn, listening to how far some of the students have come. So you can build up your confidence. If I stick to this, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Someone that came in at the beginning, you'll hear her voice. Remember, I don't edit anything out. I don't know what's going on. I'm so lost. By the end, the stuff that she was creating, OMG, I was like, okay, I see you. So you can watch this just to kind of get an idea, write down questions, write down notes like from it. And you'll find that maybe some of the questions you had, like while I'm going through and I'm showing stuff and you're questioning what I'm doing, when you end up going back to a lesson, right? Oh, okay. Now I see what she was doing. It's going to make this make sense. Now, when we first did it, I went through just the different lessons. None of these lessons connect. In designing, they all come together, but these are all individual lessons. You have to learn subtract by itself, learn crop by itself, learn compound path by itself, learn tracing by itself, weld, edit points, text to path, replicate, how to fill, how to adjust your patterns. These are all things that you just focus on that, which is why all of our homework assignments are focused on just those tasks. Now, once we learn these at the end in the last 3 weeks, we're going to start putting all of these together and mixing and matching all of these tools to create a design. You cannot create a design until you learn the tools and what they do. So it doesn't matter when you jump in. It doesn't matter when you jump into the program, as long as it's not like the last 3 to 4 weeks, because at that point, you're going to come into the room and we're going to be straight designing, and you're just going to have to either wait for the next Zoom sessions to be like, to get the hands-on teaching, but you can watch all of the other videos in that 3-month gap, because we have live sessions in Q1, Q2. I'm going to be focusing on other things, right? I'm going to have some things that are going to be way, 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 way advanced. I'm going to try to label them as advanced, intermediate. You should have a knowledge of this, because I've found that if I say I'm doing a class on graduation stoles, oh, that's what I really want to do. But then you get in there and I'm around here shaking, moving and grooving. You're like, wait, I'm so lost. I'm not going back to the basics. So I will be teaching different things come Q2. That can be your opportunity to go back and review the original 30 days. If I taught it in 30 days and then you have a refresher that's only once a week for 3 months, but it's once a week, you have 3 months, but you have to be dedicated to going into your dashboard and actually watching the videos over the course of those 3 months. And then when the next one comes around, you can come to the live sessions to fill in any additional gaps, or just come hang out with us, because, some things might be a little bit different. But you have to wait to jump in, waiting for it to restart over, because if you're waiting to restart, like for it to restart over in Q3, that means you don't have any intentions of watching the first 30 days. You can sign up at any point, watch the playbacks, and then join the live sessions, wherever you kind of get in, where you fit in at. Make sense? The class is definitely worth the investment. Yeah. So as far as investment, I know the amount seems like a lot, but when you think about what you're actually getting, the value of it, it's $103.65. And if you're going to do Sezzle, it's $115. If you're going to do Sezzle, Shop Pay, or PayPal Buy Now, any of the Buy Now, Pay Later options, it's $115.63. But you're getting well over 40 hours of instructional time in just the first 30 days, and then 13 weeks of instruction for the first quarter. You get access to 2 exclusive locations. You get access to sessions that we did yesterday. I just want to hop on. Hey, if you got some time, I got a free Zoom session. We're finna hop on. We're finna do X, Y, and Z. You get access to my little sporadic, impromptu, I don't have anything else to do, let's go hang out with my people type live videos. Then you still have access to the playbacks that will happen in the third quarter. All right. If you want to get into designing, we have our design challenges, and that will teach you tools, but you'll have like an actual finalized design once it's all said and done. So you can do the design challenges. We have other classes under playbacks. We have like our graduation fans. We did stoles. We have one, I don't know if the memorial one is still up here. Switching the superhero face switch up. So how to take an image, take the face, and we did this in Silhouette Studio, how to crop it out, put it on the body of a superhero. I teach design concepts, where what type of body can we put this picture on if his face is turned? It's a profile. Would I go and put that on a body, like a superhero body that's facing forward, or this like certain action shot? No. So learning about proper placement, proper alignment, how to properly size it. If you're looking at an image and the superhero, like this one, it's flying, it's bigger at the top, gets smaller at the bottom. What size should you make the head? So these are things that you learn in this particular training. Party favors, vector designing, text effects. You learn text effects to add that to your designs. It's really hard to, I can't go and teach you like, okay, how to make a stole and show you every single text design we would be in that stole class forever if I need to teach you every single text effect. And I also need to teach you how to add the background, how to add the pictures. We will be in class for 10 hours. So some things are broken up and you're going to have to piece together the knowledge that you are getting. So text effects, vectors, if you're into wanting to cut things, like you're not really doing a lot of printing, you want to be able to design things that can be cut with different layers of vinyl or HTV or paper and things like that. This is vector. This one was a lot of party favorite stuff, a lot more like JPEGs and PNGs. Of course, creating some things from scratch, from shapes, text, but how to change up the templates. And then, of course, at the end, I showed how to put all of them together, how to assemble them and stuff like that. So we have a lot of amazing, amazing, amazing classes. Oh, look, see, this is actually still at the wrong price. This is still at the wrong, well, no, that's at the right price. This is at the wrong price. Y'all better take advantage of it because I forgot to go in there and change some of these. There is the memorial one still here. This is another switch up one. It's vector based. The other one was more raster and bitmap. It's like pictures. This is the switch up vector based. We went from this image right here. I show you how to properly trace it. I give you some additional elements like eyes and lips and how you can mix and match them. So we went from this right here and you're able to create all of these. Now we didn't actually get to this one. I don't think I did that one. And how I did like the video. Oh God, why won't I was about to say vertigo because my mom has vertigo, vitiligo, like how to do that. We didn't quite get to that one in the class because it went way too long, but everything else you learn how to do in this one. So one class with me is not going to help you reach all your design goals. I try to keep the classes real affordable so that you can take multiple classes to get to your design goals. Okay. What kind of printer do you need to print and cut for Silhouette? You can print and cut from any printer, like literally any printer. Let me flip you guys around. Oh, wait, no, not mirror. Wait. Flip. There we go. I'm gonna pull y'all back over here because I can't see nothing. But for a print and cut, you can print to a dye-based printer. You can print to a pigment ink printer. You can print to a laser printer. You can print to a sublimation printer. I can print to my Roland and have it still put the registration marks and then take that, put it on my Cameo because my Cameo is going to cut a whole lot faster than my Roland. So there's no specific type of printer for print and cut. Each printer has different properties. Dye-based printers, they are great for color ranges, getting a lot more like of the neons, the magentas, the really bright colors. You get better results with with your dye-based printer. Materials like DTV. You would do a print and cut on DTV. There's also a print and cut is not one thing. You can print and cut to DTV, Jet Pro 3G, print and cut to cardstock, print and cut to sticker paper, matte sticker paper, glossy sticker paper, Econo Sub. Like print and cut just means you print it somewhere externally, you put it on the machine, on the mat, load it into the machine, and then you cut it. There's no specific material for print and cut. So there's no specific printer. Dye-based printers, great colors. DTV really only works from dye-based printers. My pigment printer, it just absolutely is not the best, especially for blacks. Dye-based blacks are a lot darker, which is why I'm not gonna get into the technical stuff, but dye-based printers are great for things like that. And it's like block out, the colors are really dark. However, the ink will run. If it's not on something that is waterproof, if it gets wet, that ink is going to run. Pigment ink is water resistant, but you don't have as wide of a color range. Your blacks, unless you are doing like premium matte or like photo settings, they aren't as saturated when it comes to like a dye-based printer. Sublimation, of course, is sublimation. It's heat activated. White toner is laser. It works great for some things. When you want things that are a little bit softer, toner printers are not the best. And depending on the paper that you're putting it on, if you put certain designs on toner, if it, you crease it or you fold it, toner is topical. It's not really dyeing the paper or printing into it where it's soaking in. It's on top. So you can have a lot of cracking in certain things. So there's a lot about printers. Like, yeah, the average person thinks, oh, okay, it just prints out color. But there's properties about each printer that makes it good or not so great for different applications. I love printers, so I geek out about printers, so I won't bore you with it. But when you really, really want to learn printers and you are researching and you are studying printers, you will learn all the different things. Ooh, child, I made y'all like so in the wrong spot. Okay, there we go. How long do you have access to the program? Does it expire? It never expires for that particular one or for any class. Anytime you purchase a class with me, you have lifetime access to it because of how we distribute the recordings. It's two different ways. As long as nothing happens to our host site, you have access to it. But because we record it on our own platform, if something happened to our host site, I have access to every last one of my students. We print out our data all the time. If I have to go and send out an email to everybody and move you guys over to a different platform, it might take a while, but I'm able to upload all of those recordings to a different platform, and then we will just basically transfer you over. But hopefully we'll never have to do that, because the second way that we record, you have instant access to the largest video database there is. Okay. So you have forever access to it. Thank you. I got my sub papers fast. Do you have a tacky bundle also? Can't wait to try it. So we do have a tacky bundle, but because there was no 13 by 9, like it technically says sold out because there's no more 13 by 19. We only have 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 14, 11 by 17. And I think the 11 by 17 is limited because we won't even have any more sample packs of 11 by 17 because that's running out when it comes to that. We can probably put together a bundle more so just for the 8.5 by 11 and 8.5 by 14, but we don't have a date of when 13 by 19 tacky sheets will restock because they moved kind of slow. And when ordering it, you have to order a certain amount, and that moved pretty slow. So we don't know when we'll restock those. That's what I like. She says, I'm gonna sign off so I can go watch a class or two, and she'll see me on Wednesday. That's what I'm talking about. You don't have to sit on here. If this is information that you don't need, you're already in the class, you don't have questions about the class, you don't need to be on this live video. You can be like, instead of watching me here where it's no value to you, you can go and watch a class. You know what, girl, you're trying to be the star pupil, girl, you're trying to be teacher's pet. I like that. Definitely do that. I'm working and watching. Okay. And I forgot, I'm probably loud. I just realized my microphone is turned all the way up, Jesus. Because normally, like when I sit here and I'm over there, I never turn this back down. So I was probably yelling in your ear. My bad. She's like, on that note, I'm leaving to go do my... Okay, wait, before you go. So for anyone, if you sign up today, one of the things I want you to remember is there's a lot of content there. When you go in, there's a welcome, right? Start there, read through it, little blurb. I know you're excited to get to the information. Read that, hit complete and continue. Go to the next one. If it pops up and it has some sort of link to it, click on the link, do what it says. Then you're going to get to the downloads. There are downloads for the original 30 days, and they're based off of weeks. What I'm going to end up doing is probably do something where you can easily see like, okay, week 1 has X, Y, and Z, because there's no longer a calendar from the original. So I have to add something to it that lets you know, like, okay, week 1 has the worksheets for this lesson, this lesson, this lesson, this lesson. And then you have downloads like worksheets or homework assignments for the refreshers. So make sure that you guys go in there and download every single thing. And then you're going to get to the section that is for the live Zooms. My assistant keeps asking me for the calendar for February. I promise you, I'm going to get it. Not today. I'm not going to lie and say today. Tomorrow. By tomorrow, you will have that so that we can get that done and have that, because today is the last session. Yeah. No, this week, Thursday is the last scheduled one. We do have a study hall on the 31st, but Thursday is the last refresher session so I have to get that schedule out. So by tomorrow, I will have the calendar to you. But you're go every month, the link changes. Now it's the same all month long, but every single month the link changes for the live Zooms because the dates may change. All right. So just make sure that you guys are going through each part of it and hit complete and continue. And once you go and you follow what's there as far as saving the links, you don't have to ever go back to that again. You just have to keep up with anything that's added to the downloads. That's the only thing that you're going to have to keep up with, because it's always going to be a new homework assignment or like a new worksheet for each week. All right. All right. So yes, go off and go do some of your classes. All right. Start with that first refresher, or at least like day 1 through 4 on the original. I think the refresher will be the best place because I break down everything, like how to navigate the Zoom, raising your hand, and doing the layout of the program. And then you can decide from there where you want to go at. All right. All right. Anyone have any questions for me in regards to the program, how it's going to benefit you? If you want to let me know what it is that you're trying to do, what type of, I'm still say this word, what type of crafts are you wanting to learn and master for your business, and whether or not Silhouette Studio and learning it can be helpful for you, feel free to, talk to me, pick my brain, let me know what your goals are and what I can do to help you. Like, I can let you know what we have that's going to help you reach those goals. All right. So I'm just joining. What type of program are you offering? And for anyone else, we've been on for an hour and 27 minutes. I don't expect you guys to stay on. This is what I stay on extended period of times for. Not, that I'm giving something thought-provoking and it's like learning something every single second that I'm on here. But I never know when someone's coming on. Have they been on from the beginning? Did they just come on? I do these live videos to attract new customers, which is something that you guys should learn from me also, and making sure that you are present every single day. If you have a business, you're looking to increase your customer base, you should be present every single day. If you have a business, you should be posting something from your business every single day, even if it is something that you created or a picture that you had from a year ago. If it's a good quality picture and things like that, post it. Post something every single day, even if it's just a reminder of, hey, this season's coming up. Don't forget X, Y, and Z, whatever, designs or whatever, pink flamingos, purple flamingos, whatever your business name is for your needs for this. Every single day, you should have at least one post, preferably more, but at least one post on all of your platforms every single day. Big businesses do it. My son hates it when I always bring up business stuff. A commercial comes on and I'm like, they just showed that. And I'm like, see, I keep trying to tell my students, they play the same commercial 3 times in one 30-minute or hour show every single day. You cannot just focus on the learning part or the creating part if you are actively selling. Now, if you're just gathering knowledge and information and you just want the things that you create to be for gifts for yourself, you're just practicing it, you don't have to worry about it. But if you're saying you're doing this for business, every single day you need to post something, drop a video. If you're comfortable with going live and just talking about your business, you should be doing that every single day. All right. All right. So Missy also says she just came in. So what type of programs do I offer? I have a wide variety. Right now, our main focus is setting the foundation. Our mantra, Your research starts here. Your incredible journey starts here. You have to set the foundation. And that is learning a design program. Right now, my focus is Silhouette Studio. I did Essentials to Photoshop. We will pick that back up, but Photoshop has so many different tools and functions in it. I'm trying to set that one up where I'm really teaching from a set, tools and functions, because some of the tools and functions in there is more so for photoshopping and editing, and I'm not necessarily teaching that part of it. I want to be able to teach it for you to enhance your designs. So I'm trying to work on how I'm going to set that up, because like I said, there's a million and one tools in Photoshop. But Silhouette Studio is really easy. It's free. It's a set number of icons and tools and functions, and it's a little bit easier to teach it that way and not feel like you have to kind of like pick and choose certain things. So I teach Silhouette Studio. It is the software that you use to control Cameo machines. Yes, it's from the same company, but Silhouette Studio is a standalone software. It's not an app. You have to have a Windows-based computer or a Mac operating system in order to be able to use Silhouette Studio. It's not an app. There is no web version for it. There is Silhouette Go, but that is because they took away the USB to where you can cut on the go. So they have USB, they have Silhouette Go so that you can access the things like from your library or store files on there, and then you can be on location and send that file to the machine and it will cut it, because they took away the USB in the 4 and the 5 to be able to cut on the go. As far as designing, they don't have a design-based, like a web-based design platform. You have to have a computer. It's standalone. You download it and install it, which means it's on your system. It's not affected by anyone else. Now, your library could be, but your system, your program, how much memory you have, how much hard drive space you have, the graphics card you have will determine how well it works for you. It's not connected to anyone else. Certain versions don't work with all computers, but luckily they have it where you can go back and you can do legacy versions of it. And easily go in there and download them and go back, where it's a little bit harder if you upgrade or update when it comes to Photoshop and your computer can't handle it. It's a little bit different, because that's what I'm dealing with on my laptop. I can't do certain things and I can't go back, which sucks. It's like forcing me to get a new laptop with a bigger screen. But that's sort of another day. But I teach Silhouette Studio. I can literally teach you how to do everything from simply setting up your file so that your tumblers print out the right size, to creating full-on designs. This right here was done in my VP mug, was set up and done right in Silhouette Studio. Hers, I started using, I think I was using removed BG by then, but a lot of my original like files and designs that I did where it was someone's picture, I wasn't using like a background remover. I was using my edit points and going around it and making a shape around it and cropping it out and doing it that way. So you don't necessarily need a background remover, but you need to understand how to use edit points. So I created this whole thing in Silhouette Studio. I was showing earlier these yard signs, which I do have the templates. So until you get to a point where you can create something from scratch like this yourself, making the boxes, spacing it, we do sell these templates. Of course, it will have 2024, but having the Polaroids, that's a simple template. Then we have this one, and we have some that are a bit more complex than this as well. But all of this was done in Silhouette Studio, adding the pictures to it, customizing the numbers like this and the cutouts, like all the text effects for the outline, the shadows to give it depth. All of this was done in Silhouette Studio, and this is just the tip of the iceberg of things that I have designed in the software. Just the tip of the iceberg. So right now, we're just talking about my program that I have. It's called Essentials of Silhouette Studio. It was originally Learn Silhouette Studio in 30 days because that's how it originally was. But now we are doing 30 days plus 13 weeks, plus 13 weeks, plus 13 weeks, plus 13 weeks. And then you can move on to our design programs. Our bachelor's and master's program will focus on design and learning how to create things on that level from scratch. But Essentials of Silhouette Studio is where it all starts. It's $103.65. I'll put it into perspective. A 1 hour basic one-on-one session, not step by step. A general one-on-one session with me for 1 hour is $50. 1 hour. You're getting 40 hours from the original, plus you get me 2 hours on refresher days for 13 weeks, and then you can join the next 13 weeks, as well as an hour of study hall, all for $103.65. And you will, I promise you, I can help you reach every design goal that you have, as long as you're putting in the work. So Wednesdays is at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's a study hall session, so it's not in the evenings. You are welcome. So I came in late. If I brought the original 30 days, I can come to this new class. Yeah. That means you guys are not checking your emails because I sent out an email. What happened? Oh, okay. Well, he said it's still hurting. Oh. Oh. Okay. My son's knee has been bothering him right as he qualified for his bowling thing. His knee popped out on him. So he was going to take him to get it checked out. But yeah, I sent out an email. LaShonda, can you remind me to send out another email today, just in case some vote? But I guess I'm probably in y'all like hiding in all the spam, or all under all the spam, or in your spam folder. But please remind me to send out a email today, another reminder that this is open to everyone. So no matter when you purchased it, you are now able to come into the live Zoom sessions. How do I switch my Silhouette software to another computer? My computer is slow. This will be my third time. So you, as far as like installing, you don't really switch it. All you have to do is on the new device, go to silhouetteamerica.com. You're going to choose the version that you want. You're going to install it. If you purchase an upgrade, such as Designer Edition, Designer Plus, or Business, you just have to log into, because when you go to help, you're going to log in and it's going to activate that on the new device. Your library, anything that's in your library that has a lock on it or a check is basically stored on the cloud. So the moment you log into your library and you add that account on it, all those files will pop up. Any file that had an X, meaning it's only stored on your local library drive, you have to go in and go File, Export. It's going to give you a compressed file. If you click on it, you're not going to see all of your designs. It's just X's and O's. It's a compressed file. You have to save it to a jump drive or put it on like a cloud drive, something that you can access on the new system. Once you get in there, you're going to go to the library. You're going to go import. You're going to open up that file. You're going to log in, put your password stuff in. It's going to put all of those files in your library. I don't save a lot of stuff to my library. Most of my items are saved to, I'm not going to say my computer, but when you're saving, I go File, Save As, Save to hard drive. But I don't put it on my hard drive per se. I have like if you have an external drive that you're saving designs to, I have a WD My Cloud, or you can use like Google Drive or Dropbox, things of that nature. And of course, all you have to do is log in to that on the new one, and you have access to all of those. If they're on your hard drive, you're going to have to dedicate time to manually moving all of those files, which can take you a little bit of time. So go in. My recommendation would be take some files and move them over and put them like in a folder. That way you can keep track of it. Also, never just cut and paste into like an external hard drive, because if something goes wrong, you lose all the data. So you should copy and paste it into an external hard drive, or a cloud drive or Google Drive. And then once you know for sure it has transferred, you can choose to delete it, or you can just let it live there on that system and, store that one away in case you ever need it again. But never cut. Always copy and then paste it into the external hard drive or whatever. So that's going to be how you move it if you have files on this system. It might take a little bit of time. And if you really don't need all of those files, like they're like, if I was to go to a new computer, I would move over my template, my blank template for this. But would I move over the file that has her pictures and all of this? I don't need that on the new one because I'm really done with this particular order. But I like to archive mine and have them just in case. So I would not necessarily move this, but I definitely would move over the template that I have that's a blank template for this. If you pre-ordered the rolls, I believe now, because he's here, all the pre-orders, I think except for one person, we're waiting for them to respond back via email in regards to their shipping. And I guess the cost of it or whatever. Or no, not that. We can send, I think they selected UPS, but we can send it without any extra cost via UPS. No, they did UPS, but we can send it via USPS, but we always verify before we ship it that way. So we're just waiting on that person. But everybody else, if you pre-ordered, you should have received tracking for yours. It should be on its way to you. We have a limited amount of rolls that we ordered outside, in addition to what was pre-ordered. Limited amount. Once they hit up and go on the site, we are not going to have any more for another 3 months. So if you need, you should have got it when we set the pre-order. Now, when we do it again, we should be gearing up for another pre-order February. We're going to submit the order at the end of February. It should get on the boat without any delays by mid-March. It takes a month to get here, so we should get it by mid-April or late April. So we won't have any more until after this next pre-order, and we are going to make it known that you're going to wait 3 months, not until May, because we're going to run it from the beginning of February to the end of February. That we're not submitting the order at all until the end of February. Once we submit it, it takes them a couple weeks to produce it, put it on a pallet. We get it shipped via sea. It takes 32 days to get from China to the port of Miami. Then it has to process through the port of Miami. So if you happen to order on February 1st, you're still not going to get it until the end of April, beginning of May, just in time for you to start your graduation stuff. Okay? It's an incredible price. You're not going to find anything better when it comes to that as far as price. I work with Silhouette now. I would like to learn the new trends of making rhinestone templates with designs. Which class would I need to sign up for? So I don't do a lot of rhinestone, specific for rhinestones. Rhinestones just requires it to be vector. We do have in the 30-day training, there is a day for rhinestones. We will have, of course, the refresher for rhinestones when we get to that. It's going to be towards the end. But all you have to know is how to either trace, how to create vector designs, knowing how to, subtract things. I can create channels. And then it's just a button that you push and it'll apply your rhinestone designs. You just have to know you have to know the ins and outs if something is layered. Silhouette Studio does not have an option to automatically remove stones that are overlapping. So you have to set it up. You may have to extend a design just to have an outline and have everything fit inside. So that's a little bit more detail. I don't full on teach it like that, having a whole thing for just rhinestones, but everything that you learn and how to customize designs, like for vector designs, you can then turn that into a rhinestone template. So if you don't see it, it's fine. Now that you're here. So I sent the email just to let you guys know that we were back open for sessions. So if you don't see the email, that's fine. Just log into your dashboard, go to Essentials, and you're going to see the new items there. Hello, sis. So glad I caught this live. You have helped me so much. Thank you. You are very welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, if you did not pre-order, you just have to make sure that you signed up for notifications, because once they go up and they sold out, they sold out. Oh, tacky sheets. I'm not doing. I mean, I guess we can probably add the tacky sheets for 13 by 19 to the pre-order. But it's going to be the same thing. It's going to end up being a 3-month wait. And the minimum requirement for that one is a lot in order for it to have our cover sheet on it. So that's one where that, like, if we don't reach it by the time I hit February 1st for pre-orders enough to at least reach halfway, and we'll put in the other half, I will refund all of the sheets because I just don't want to deal with that. So yes, so there is a link in the description of this video that will take you right there. Or if you just simply go over to our website, hsink365.com, you're just going to scroll down. You're going to see Learn Silhouette Studio in 30 days, and you can sign up. So you can go right to our website. Any other questions? Last call for questions. And after I eat lunch, I'm going to have Money Mondays. Some people were asking about like LLC stuff, like little things that I guess we focus on the LLC, but not all the other things like taxes and how you can purchase things wholesale as a business. So after I eat my lunch, I am going to be back doing a Money Mondays live. And I also have a one-on-one session I have to do. But be on the lookout for that. That's one where you can come in and it'll be some new information. All right. By the way, I love your summation paper. The ink release is awesome. Thank you so much for that live review. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Everyone should be using Honestly Speaking paper. The ink release is amazing, especially with you. Like, see, look at it. Look at it on this. This is a colored shirt, and it's still super, super saturated. And this is plain paper setting. No need to use premium matte when you're using quality products, you know, high polyester count, or even for like 65, good tumblers. This is plain paper setting. And look at how beautiful and saturated that is. You don't have to use premium matte, which will take forever to print out. Last call for questions. Because no one asked, you know, what is it that you guys are learning? What are you guys wanting to do for your business? What are you wanting to master this year? You are seeking information. You are looking on YouTube. If you are YouTubing anything for your business and you're like, okay, I want to learn via YouTube University. I don't want to pay for a class. What are those things? What are you going on TikTok and going into live videos or watching people's content? What is it that you are trying to learn and master in this new year to get to the bag? I want to master colors. It's not funny, but she knows why I'm saying that, because I know why she's saying that. Now, mastering colors, I will say you have to be down with understanding all the boring stuff and like really, really understanding and testing, which is why I'm always pushing this. Like, if you have, to be honest, Well, no, yours is a little bit different because it's something with your color, like one of the color profiles you have, something is messing something up. But this is something I recommend that you print out, everyone. Like I said, especially from Silhouette Studio, because you don't have to worry about did you have the right setting and stuff like that on there. But everyone should print out color charts. Everyone should have it, because if you need a specific color, you look at this. All right, boom, that's the color I want. I'm going to use that color code. I have it printed out here. It's on our website, $8. You can't beat it. It's already set up for you. You have 4 different charts. You have a reference chart. Now, the reference chart only works if you have a program that has a dropper. So Silhouette Studio, Photoshop, Illustrator, you have to have it open, and then you can use the dropper to sample that color to determine, like, to get the actual hex code number. I don't know. One of these days, I might go through. If I do that, I'm definitely charging extra for it and actually pull out the hex codes for everybody else, like that matches these. But that takes a whole lot of. But do know, if I do that, I'm definitely charging for it. But everyone should have this. Press it to some sort of polyester and a tumbler if you're doing sublimation. If you are doing DTF, send it to who, like, when next time you order a gang sheet, also order, like, take that color file, send it to them, and have them print out that color chart for you. In this section right here, before you submit it, put on there like the company that you're ordering from, because I have 2 of them from 2 different companies. So I like to know like how their printer prints out. I send them this. My pigment ink printer, I have it printed out on glossy and matte. I have one that's printed on color print easy from my Roland. I have it printed on my matte adhesive vinyl. I have it printed out on my glossy adhesive vinyl, because every printer is different. The colors are going to vary. When it comes to DTF, they don't print out in RGB mode like most of the others. They print out and they set their color mode on Photoshop to CMYK. The colors change. So you have to really be a student of all of these little components to master colors. Do I offer glossy sticker paper? Not at this time. We tried that and we were going to, and then we got burned, and I'm just not over that yet. But I'm it's something that I'm definitely looking into. Those will definitely be it's something that we're looking to do in the future. We had to change up some things so what happened before doesn't happen again. Okay. Digital prints for sublimation and design. So people will say digital prints. That literally can be anything. I feel like when it comes to sublimation, people are thinking of like a specific type of design. I mean, I don't know if, like, doing this, and yeah, it has a lot of pictures in it. But this is for sublimation, and it's not anything that's like overly graphic and names and stuff. This works. So whenever I see someone have a comment, like just a blanket statement, like, or thing that they want to learn like that, I'm always like asking more questions. What are some examples of what it is that you're trying to do? Because if you can print it, you can sub it. There's no specific type of graphic design for sublimation. So many people think that they have to do full coverage things. I am one where, I mean, just this is no graphics to it. This is still sublimation. This is vector based. It's just letters, and then having outlines. I made this look like a candy cane myself. There was no this font that was a candy cane. I made it look like a candy cane. I'm adding the stuff to it. So what do you mean when you say digital prints for sublimation? How can you sign up for my one-on-one sessions? Is there something in particular you want to learn? What are you wanting the one-on-one session for? Is it to outline or help you with questions for your business? Is it for learning Silhouette Studio? Is it for designing? Is it that you have, like, I'm having trouble with something, I need help with this specific thing? What do you need the one-on-one session for? Canon printers use CMYK. All printers technically use CMYK as far as the colors. That's the baseline. Some printers will have light cyan, light magenta, photo cyan, photo magenta, photo black, matte black, grays, oranges, yellows, which extends the color range. But CMYK, the basics of printers, if it's not monochromatic, it's printing with a cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Doesn't mean that your color mode needs to be CMYK. There's a lot of them where RGB is the color mode that you will print from because it's not a process color. It's like when you're printing from a printer where it's like process colors, you need CMYK. But a lot of things you can print from RGB because it gives you brighter colors. I have a question about design. I'm making a mug actually for my son. It's NCIS. So I'm not really answering general. So it seems like it's a general question. Lots of quotes on it. I've tried to put each quote on either a different I've tried to put each quote on either a different color or different font. This has had many problems. It's in like grouping the quote so I can move it. But in Elevate, no, one or two letters don't get caught within the grouping. I move and it goes everywhere. Yeah, that's something. If you join Essential Silhouette Studio and Study Hall, we can take a look at that. I can show you how you'll be able to like use lasso and make sure everything is included in there, or how to batch select by grouping together bigger items to then select everything else. It may be better for you to do all the quotes separately, but that's something that definitely the study hall would be the better place for me to kind of get into detail with that, or post it as a question in my Facebook group. And when I have a live Q&A, I can probably address that then. Hey. All right. So if it's something in particular for business, it's best that you email me first. It's the professor. Then I will direct you to the link to go and purchase the session, because we'd have already set up a date and things of that nature. And then I'll send you the link to go and pay for the session, and then we'll meet on that day. So email me at theprofessor@hsink365.com. Give me an outline of what it is that you're wanting to go over, and then we'll go from there. Incredible afternoon. You're back. I'm about to get off. I got to go eat, y'all. It's 2:00. That was like I told her, I will be on till 2. It's at 2:07. So I'm going to go and eat. I will be back. Did I see TBS and oh yeah, TBS and the blank spot is on here. Hey. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Be incredible. Remember, if you are enrolled in the 30-day, some of you guys signed up for it just because we had sales and don't even realize you already have the 30 days and you end up someone end up repurchasing it. Please check your dashboard before you go out and buy it. Because some of you guys got it when it was on sale and don't even realize it's not anything new. It's the same exact one that's probably on your dashboard. We just opened up live sessions. I did not want to create a new program. Like, I don't want to have to redo like those videos. It's the same program. So please check your dashboard for the new links. Okay. All right, y'all. Peace.